What's up, Buff Nation? I'm back as promised. So let's get right to it. Is Colorado media sold on Shedeur Sanders? Let me say that again. Is Colorado media, or some in the Colorado media, are they sold on Shedeur Sanders? Well, why do you ask? 3 weeks ago, after the second practice, March 20th, Jimmy Horn Jr. was asked during his interview about Shedeur Sanders. Let's take a listen.
Jimmy, I think people are curious to see Shedeur on TV and not seeing the top 5 competition to play against Shedeur Sanders. Is he ready for that jump? Is he 18-5?
And Shedeur is ready. Like, don't let that HBCU stuff fool you. Cause who was that? You said we played Howard and thought Howard was about to be sweet. Like, them boys hit just as hard as these boys in Power 5. And some of them kids at HBCU could have played Power 5 they wanted to, but that's the route they want to choose. So don't try to throw like them schools under the bus because they just as good as these players are here.
So how is he that ready? And that the current ahead of their tips is everything.
Shedeur ready. He's smart and he got great accuracy. And every time he throw the ball, it's on point. And if he mess up on something, he will tell you what he was thinking, and how he messed up and stuff like that, and then to go work on it.
Then, Saturday, April 8th, Shedeur was asked a similar question from another reporter. I'm assuming it was another reporter. It could have been the same guy, but sounded like a different reporter. He was asked about making the jump from an FCS to an FBS. I think the reporter described it as, you're on another level now. You seem pretty confident, but are you going to do anything any differently than you did at Jackson State now that you're at Colorado playing in a Power 5? And this was Shedeur's response.
Questions for Shedeur? Go ahead, Matt.
Shedeur, what are the biggest aspects, or some of the aspects of your game that you feel like you're going to need to raise to maybe compete at this level? I mean, you've obviously had a storied career in FCS, but it's a different level. I heard you the other day talking about it. It seemed like you said you're pretty confident in your ability right now, but are there specific things that you're working on to try and maybe suit your game best for the next level?
Yeah, competing is competing. It don't matter what level you're at. So it's like, it's nothing I'll do different than I've done since day one of being in college to compete at this level. So it's the same. It's football at the end of the day. It's things you can work on, it's things that you can improve, but compete, that's within you. You're either going to compete or you're not.
Shedeur, Alex Ramirez, Miles Sports Radio, final word. The expectations coming into the season, obviously playing for your father here at the University of Colorado, a lot of expectations for you. How are you handling all that? There's a lot of pressure, right?
I mean, expectations was first college game of my career. So like each and every year is expectations. Like every time we step on the field, because it's my ability and who my dad is, and the fact that we're changing the Colorado program. So I would say it's just another day in the life. Like, it's normal. It's another year that I'm going through.
It is clear to me that they're sitting on the fence about Shedeur's ability, because him being the starting quarterback, playing for his father, they have some reservations about what his ability is right now. I believe September 2nd, he's going to silence all of his critics. But right now, there are a lot of murmurs going around within the media at Colorado whether or not he can play at this level. I'm loving it. I'm loving it because this is what makes players excel in their craft, in their discipline, in their desire to compete. Which Shedeur pointed out, competition is competition no matter what level you're playing at. Now, they thought that he was just being cliche. He was being serious. He's been doing this all his life. He said one of his biggest moments was playing his first college football game. The expectations for Shedeur is extremely high. I mean, let's just be honest. The success of his dad's inaugural season rests on his son playing quarterback. If anyone who has been watching college football for any length of time, and I've been around for a minute, I'm up there, but I ain't way out there. You have to have a good quarterback. There are very few teams that has a good quarterback that wasn't in the college football playoffs. Let me say that again. If you look at the teams that competed in the Final Four, the final of the college football playoffs, all of them had good quarterbacks. Now, some may argue, I didn't think Georgia's quarterback was great. They had a great defense. Georgia's the strength of Georgia's team is the defense. The quarterback was not great by any stretch of the imagination. He was good. What some would call game manager. He's not a guy that's going to be slinging it around the yard, and they didn't ask him to. So let's just leave that there. So you're going to have a good quarterback to compete at the Power 5 level, especially if you're talking about winning a Pac-12 and or competing for a CFP spot. Okay? So let's just keep that in your mind moving forward. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you long, but I'm going to hold you just long enough to keep you and hope you'll subscribe, comment, and let me know what you all think about this. You all have a blessed day. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'll holler at you. I'm out.